You can commit to every single day being so focused on what it is you want to achieve. Because when you can focus on it consistently, it turns into part of who you are. What's up, everybody? Skylar Deem here, men's weight loss coach. And if you have not seen, recently in the news, Busta Rhymes has been making a very big name for himself. He actually had a pretty incredible weight loss. So if we take a look at this, and I'm just going to open this clip right here. Now we can see, like, on the left, he is a big dude. He's got a huge gut. His posture is not good. He's looking down. You can tell he's very, very not happy with himself. And then a couple months later, we look to the right, and this man is a monster. Like, he's got his abs starting to come in. He's clearly lost a lot of weight in the face area, but you can tell this dude has put in the work. Now, what I wanted to do with this video was really just break this down and kind of look at his situation, because I looked into what he did, I looked into why he did it, and I really wanted to break down basically how he did it in a way that hopefully every single one of you watching who struggled with weight loss can look at and can take into your own life and can implement into your own life. Because he's got a pretty incredible story. He made a very, very big transformation. I think even though it's a little more intense than most people are going to be capable of doing in their life, it is something that is absolutely possible for everyone to accomplish, to have a weight loss that impressive. And so let's kind of just get into the story. So I was researching into this, and I found an article, and basically it shared that in early 2019, Busta Rhymes learned that he needed emergency surgery after a doctor discovered that he had polyps in his throat that were restricting 90% of his breathing. 90%. Now, if you heard this dude rap, he raps fast. So to have a lot of his breathing restricted, it's probably not a very good thing. And he said it was at that moment where he really realized he needed to make some life changes. He said, "That's when I knew it was serious. The doctor told me that if I caught a cold or slept wrong, that I could die. And it felt like this was on me now, and I had to steer things in a different direction. I was too young to be on all of these blood pressure medications and acid reflux medications." So basically from there, what Busta did was he reached out to a guy named Dexter Jackson. Dexter was one of the top bodybuilders in Mr. Olympia. Obviously, he's an incredible physique. Obviously, is incredibly knowledgeable when it comes to training and nutrition. And so Busta and him were in conversation, and 30 days later, Busta Rhymes actually flew out to train with Dexter, to immerse himself in this training and eating healthy and just really making sure that he was doing everything he could to see this transformation. And so his regimen was a little intense. I'm looking at it. He trained 3 times a day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and 2 times a day on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So Sunday must have been an off day here, but what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 9, training 13 times a week. So basically it would have been like if he did a 2 a day every week. If my math is right. But he also, along with the training, he committed to eating healthy meals like egg whites and oatmeal every 2.5 hours, followed by a workout and then a 10-ounce steak. So that's really, really intense there as well. That's not something that I would recommend for people who aren't training at that level of volume and that level of intensity. But obviously he just fully immersed himself. He fully took this in and just decided, this is where I'm taking control of my life. And he did a really interesting interview where he kind of spoke about the moments where, he was doing a music video and he saw his stomach was popping out. He just wasn't happy with how he looked. And he had all these moments that kind of built up to the moment where he just decided he wasn't going to take it anymore. And so if we break that down, obviously that's not going to apply to every human being, where they can work out 3 times a day, 2 times a day, where they can fly out to one of the best bodybuilders in the world and get trained by them and held accountable by them. But I did want to take a few lessons from this to allow you to really integrate this into your life, especially if you've been working on losing weight for a while unsuccessfully. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is, look, Busta really just had that moment where he decided, right? He made that decision. And I think a big part of that decision is just finding his why, finding the reason of why was he going to do this. Like a lot of people who are working on losing weight, their why sucks. Their why is just, I want to look better. I want to be more confident. Yeah, but that's not really a deeply rooted reason that's going to allow you to commit to the level where even when you're dead tired, when you don't feel like doing it, you're going to push through because of that deeper reason. So I would encourage you, dig into, continue to ask yourself why. Why do I want this? Why do I want that? Why is that important to me? And really start to just continue to ask yourself until you find that reason that just speaks deeply to you. Because it's going to be more about your physique. It's going to be more than just your your confidence and how you feel in your body. Like, there's a much deeper reason that you have the ability to extract that's going to allow you to hold yourself more accountable. And that brings me to number 2, right? Number 2 is he didn't just dip his toe in and like half do it, half not. Once he found his why, he fully immersed himself. And again, for everyone, that's not always possible to go fly out to do 1 million workouts a week. But what you can do is you can commit to every single day being so focused on what it is you want to achieve. Every day, making sure you plan the workouts you're going to do. Every single day, making sure you know what foods you're going to eat. Every single day, surrounding yourself with people who are actually supporting you and rooting you on. But turning this into a massive, massive focus. Because when you can focus on it consistently, it turns into part of who you are. Identity is one of the strongest forces that we have in our life. If we identify as someone who's fit, we're not going to let anything pull us back and cause us not to be fit. And so that's really a big thing. So we've got finding your why, we've got fully immersing yourself and just diving in and becoming obsessed. And then third and most importantly, guys, you got to get accountable. You have to get accountable in this situation. There's no way, especially if you're surrounded by people who don't take care of their health, especially if you're in a rut where you do the same thing every single day and it's so hard to pull yourself out. That accountability is key. That accountability is one of the most important things that you can have, whether it's from a coach such as myself, or if you get a friend who's actually going to take this seriously and actually hold you accountable. Whether you make a bet, whether you decide to, donate money to your least favorite charity every single time you miss a workout. Like, finding that level of accountability where it's more than just you. Because obviously, if you could hold yourself accountable to the level that you needed to see the results that you want, you wouldn't be where you are right now. And that's just me being real with you, right? So make sure, guys, that those are 3 things that so many people miss. Like, they think it's just about eating healthier and working out and just staying as consistent as possible and working as hard as they can, but they're missing the aspect of digging deep and finding the real reason why they're doing things, finding their why. They're missing the aspect of fully diving in, immersing themselves, and just becoming obsessed with creating that result. And they're also missing that accountability, which is a massive, massive key. Now, here's the deal. Busta Rhymes lost 100 pounds in a year, which is possible for you. If you are watching this video, it is absolutely possible. Is it the smartest approach to get to the result that you want and to stay there? Maybe, maybe not. But what you need to decide in order to get to where you want to go is to pick the plan, dive in, and get held accountable and really remember the reasons why you're starting. So with that being said, if you have nowhere to begin, if you have no idea, you've heard so many different diets, strategies, you had all these different things that you've tried and failed at, check the link in the description of this video for a free course we put together that's going to give you a lot of clarity of how we get awesome results for our clients. So we use a combination of fasting, weightlifting, and mindfulness, which we explain fully in these free trainings and actually how to go out and use them. And this is something that has truly given awesome results to our students, and it's something that I swear by and I live by because it has been a massive transformation in my own life. So if that sounds interesting, make sure you go in the link of the description to check out that course. But besides that, guys, I'm curious, what do you think of Busta's weight loss? Right? What's your opinions? What's your thoughts? I'd love to hear them in the comments below. But besides that, guys, remember to just keep taking action towards your goals. Remember, we're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose. Take action and get after it. And with that being said, if you're looking for more videos on how to lose weight, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.